There we go. There we are. There we are. Good morning, everybody. How fucking long has it been? How long has it been since I checked in with you guys? Too long. Too long. And these things happen from time to time. I'm sorry for the late start. I was having some issues with my video driver. You know, this stuff tends to happen every time I allow Windows to auto-update, and this happened with my audio drivers about a month ago. And, you know, this is why Windows 11 can suck my balls every single day, 7 days a week, 23/7. 1 hour to rehydrate, and then they gotta get back on the job because they keep doing this to me. I tell them not to update. I install these things, I install these programs, tell them not to update it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you touch my computer, it's mine. I told you what to do. And, you know, and they still find a way. They find a way to get me every single time. They do these little preemptive schedulings. They function like fucking porn ads. You click on one button, it's actually a different one. You click on cancel, it was actually confirmed. And they just keep finding new ways to trick my dumbass into installing their dumbass updates that aren't compatible with my drivers. And first it was my audio, today was my video. I thought I was fine, I thought I was free, I thought I was safe. But those auto updates, they keep biting me right in the tip, if you know what I'm saying. How long has it been since I checked in with you guys? How long has it been? The summer's finally here, so you've got that to look forward to. Some of you got plans for summer, some of you are already out. Some of you are still sitting around, I understand. Summer's not... Summer's never been my favorite time. No, summer always carries a melancholic loneliness to it. Sitting alone in a hot room, doing nothing for hours on end. I drink a lot of water. I like to drink water, though. It just tastes so good. I love the taste of liquids. They just taste so good when they go in my body. But you sit around and you can't do anything, so what else do you have to do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I took my pasty ass outside. And of course that's risky. There's a certain risk with my Irish genealogy. Stepping out in the summer sun. With these heat waves. Oh goodness. Don't think I don't know. But you go outside anyways. I put on a little sunscreen. I use the spray kind sometimes. Other times I use the lotion. Get the full-on white face going. Look like a Joker Halloween costume. Just rub that shit right in my face. And you know I haven't burned once this year. Got a little pink on my shoulders. Got a little pink on my stink, but you know I cleaned that right up. I fixed my act. Had a little scare. With a skin spot. Painful, painful surgery. And I learned ever since then, put your sunscreen on, bitch. Okay? Your skin is light. You gotta work with that. If you're gonna go outside, you have to take proper precautions. If you go diving, you bring an oxygen tank. You go to the desert, you bring a cowl. You're white and you're going outside, my friend. Gotta wear the screen. I was very undisciplined when I was a kid, wearing sunscreen. Ooh, I used to hate it. And it's because whenever adults put it on me, they would always kind of just mash it in your face. Ooh, I hated that. Ooh, I hated that. But then I found the proper way to put it in, which isn't mashing it. No. You gotta get it much softer. There's a technique to it, okay? You don't want to look like Ashy Larry walking out in the sun with a smooth oil on your face. No. There's standard and procedures for this kind of thing. You know, you gotta be careful with that. These summer animals, they're kicking my ass. I see them every day. I've been taking midnight walks. And those are fun, you know. because it's so silent at night. There's the lingering remnants of wood-fired barbecues, mesquite, you know, cherry wood. I know my woods. I know woods. They exist. Coming from trees. You know where they come from. You know where wood comes from. And you just walk around, and it's so quiet. But the only people who are out there are the animals. And I will tell you this. I will tell you this. There's many animals, many different animals out there, and no one will tell you this, but there some of them are pretty big. There are some big animals. There are some small animals. I was taking a walk today, and there was a rabbit standing up on 2 legs. I couldn't believe it. It was just standing there like a person. I was walking very quietly. I have very quiet feet. I don't make a large. I don't stomp a lot when I walk around. But this time I was walking very quietly. So you know, and animals don't see me coming. They don't see me coming as I use my sunscreen camo. I blend in with the harsh glare of the Northern American sun. It's a beautiful thing. But I saw this rabbit today. I was walking around and I saw this rabbit. It was standing up on 2 feet like it was a person, just sitting there. You know, most rabbits, and you will know this. You will know this because I know you know rabbits, that they will sit on 4 feet. Rabbits will sit on 4 feet, and they do this because that's what a rabbit does. And they chew a little grass and they kind of with their teeth. Who's in the chat? Getting blocked by the candle. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to say a bad word, says Vipshoot. Well, you know, fire away. I've never been scared of the YouTube criminal system. They've tried to strike me before. Never found an allegation that stuck. So, which one are you choosing today? Which cuss word are you loading up in the revolver? Frick? I did it? I said the bad word. Well, there were so many other good ones you could have chose from. Fuck, shit, cock, sucker, motherfucker, asshole, pussy, tight, cunt, Jiminy Cricket. There were so many good ones, but you chose frick. It's a mild choice. It's sort of like the mayonnaise of curse words. Sort of like the mayonnaise of curse words, if you know what I'm saying. If curse words are hot sauce, and this show is Hot Ones. I was watching an episode of Hot Ones. Oh my god, says Vipshoot Warnwell. Well, thank you. I appreciate your compliment on the ASMR. You can't watch this? That's okay. You can't watch it? Is it inappropriate? That's fine. I can't cater at all tastes. But I will say this much. You were the one that started it. With your foul, filthy, fucking language. Coming into my chat. Saying these things. And I incurred the risk for you. I knew that Susan could have been looking at me. She looks over my shoulder. I know she likes my streams. She tunes in from time to time. She is my side boo. And she takes good care of me. She does. She takes good care of me. But she's like and this is true. And this is true. I like cougars. It's very well known that I like cougars. And sometimes they start to, you know, like they like to treat you like you're their son. Their son with whom they can have a little fun. That's what a cougar does. And a cougar does this very well. A cougar does this very well. But, you know, like I was saying about the sunscreen, you don't like it when they put on sunscreen. Susan, she's not a fan of my foul language, but she loves my fast tapping. You know, she loves all that other stuff. She loves it when I just take a glass of water and I just spike the mic by just drinking it, which I will not do. Which I will not do. But I took that risk on for you, Vipshoot. I hope you're happy. Anyway, I saw this rabbit when I was taking a walk today. And it was standing up on 2 feet, and I walked right next to it. And I can usually get pretty close to animals without them noticing that I'm there. I actually do want to take a sip of water now. There I took a pretty quiet sip. You're my favorite, my YouTuber. This chat is really delayed, and I am happy. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the chat window on my streaming platform close to the side, so I could just focus on the screen. Usually, it's not so delayed, but sometimes, you know, these things happen. Well, thank you. I'm glad that I'm your favorite YouTuber. Or my tuber. I'm assuming that's it was just a typo. And we make those from time to time. You know, you make mistakes, but you come back from it. We don't like to grind those things in. You're my father figure? Well, I'm glad to hear. Papa John is always at your service. We're having a good time. If you need fatherly advice, I can try and give it. I've never had kids before. You know, you think about having kids all the time. And you think, well, you know, how does that work? How do you have kids? And really, it's not my choice. You know, I can come here and I can come there and I can come everywhere, but there's only some places you can come where a child is born. But then again, and it's not even my choice. It could be a guy, it could be a boy, it could be a girl. Anything could be born. Anything could happen. But fatherly advice is not about having a kid. There's many people who've had kids. You know, you gotta know how to make a good drink for all ages. You know, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and figure out, where do I stand today? Am I a dad? Am I bad? Am I a man? Am I a mouse? What am I doing in my household? Do I take care of my family? Do they take care of me? Do we do it for each other in turn? And in then hope the same? Am I doing enough? And you think these things from time to time. But it's all in your head. It's all in your head. I like milk, okay? I've never been shy about this. Never been shy about this. I tell people all the time, I'm a big milk fan. I drink it raw. I drink it raw, okay? And you know, I get weird looks when I tell people I just drink raw milk straight from the bottle. But I don't. My dad hit a family of 5 with his Honda Civic, and now I found a new dad. Well, that guy wasn't looking where he was going, and he made the wrong kind of drink. Milk is good. Oh, my friend. You better believe it. You know, hitting people with cars is another interesting topic, because when you hit people with cars, see, the thing about that is it's very hard it's very hard to get hit by a car. You know, cars are big things. No one will tell you this, but cars are big things. They weigh a lot. You ever try to push a car? You ever try to pick one up? I didn't think so. And that's why they made the movie Cars, you know, because they wanted us to understand what it was like to be a car. What was that like, being a car? Ka-chow? Ka-chicka. That's what it's all about. Because you can race, and you can run, and you can ride. But if life is a highway and I want to ride it all night long, what happens when the sun goes up? What happens when the night is over? Does the highway keep going? And if it does, do I keep driving? It's a choice every man has to make once in his life. I hope you make the right one. Lightning McQueen came into my Macy's dressing room, and I can't talk about what happened next. Well, every boy has a Lightning McQueen dream, okay? It's just, if you were born after the year 1999, I would say if you were born after the year 2000, you've had your Lightning McQueen in the Macy's, or some people in the JCPenney dressing room experience, okay? This is just a ubiquitous childhood experience that everyone will have. And this is okay. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Lightning McQueen visits us all from time to time, at one time or another. Some people have called it hazing, but it's really an initiation ritual for boys to grow into men. It's not what he does to you in there that initiates you. It's how you react afterwards. Because when he leans down with his metallic frame over your shoulder, you can feel the exhaust pipe on your lower legs, and he whispers, "Speed. I am speed." What is he telling you? Because, you see, Lightning McQueen is fast. He's very fast. We all know this. Everyone knows this. Lightning McQueen is such a fast guy. He was so fast that he nearly won the Piston Cup, and he only lost because he slowed down. He was in a 3-way tie with 2 of the greatest racers in history, Doc or the Dynaco Blue, and Chick Hicks. Fabulous racers, fabulous racers. No one will tell you this. But it was only because he chose to slow down that he lost. And when he says speed, I am speed, he's saying I am speed. And what that should teach every man, every boy, is that you can say I am. You can say I am. I am. And what you add after that is your choice. That's what determines who you are. He didn't choose to slow down on me, he just kept going. Well, that's what Lightning McQueen does. He usually never slows down. He just keeps going. And as you should. You should keep going. You should keep going and keep going, but there are those moments when no matter how fast you go, you have to slow down. And those are the moments that make or break the man. That's what Mr. McQueen was trying to teach us all in the JCPenney / Macy's bathroom, or the dressing room. And as you put on that little tight satin button-up shirt, and that long black coat, with the sleeves that extended past your little fingers, my uvula is quaking. Are you conflating the small, what would you call it? I wouldn't quite call it an appendage, but the small extremity in the back of your mouth with a sexual organ? Or did you just know what you were talking about? Either way, he visits us all, one point or another, in the JCPenney bathroom. And when he says, I am speed, I am speed. Every man gets to say I am. And he could say speed. He could say speed. He could say slow. He could say strong. He could say weak. He could say anything he wants. But what Lightning McQueen teaches us is that it's what you say after that matters most. So choose wisely. I don't speak Spanish. You heard me. I don't misspeak. A man of clear diction, you are, Vips. Shoot. Let me take a sip of water. Another watcher? Well, there's always someone watching. Over your shoulder, around the bend. You know, there's a sight that I've been wanting to see. Every year, around this time, once the fireflies start coming out, there's a place near where I live, off the highway. It's next to an airspace, and they have to have a large field for emergency landings. But around that space is surrounded a barricade of what must be 15 to 20 meter trees, just tall beauties, extending in a squared circumference on all but one side facing a road. And once the fireflies start to come out, and they start to get a little frisky with each other, and they start fucking, they mate with each other in these trees. And my God, it lights them up like Christmas trees. I've taken a few people to see them. It becomes all bespeckled, like the most beautiful show of light that you've ever seen. It's such a wonderful thing. I've taken a few people to see this, friends. One's family. And you take people to see these things. This is true. And you could think about all those fireflies fucking, or you could just enjoy the afterglow. I saw one firefly just barely light itself up. There was one that got into my house. It was on the kitchen floor. He didn't make it. He's not going to get to fuck forest by Friday. It's tough for him. I tried to go down into that little field, but they don't cut the grass every month. So it was just a bunch of tall weeds. What's up, user 3417? Using an anonymous account. I'm going to leave you with user 3417, Mr. Keating. Just know I will be back from time to time. and I will never stop watching. Love you, Papa. Bibshoot, you have yourself a beautiful night, and you have yourself some sweet dreams. Make sure you drink your water before you go to bed. A little milk too, just a little. The warmth, the cream, knocks you right out. Like a punch to the temple. Well, user, we're talking about animals today, and I see a lot of deers on my midnight walks. I go out and I see these deers, and no one will tell you this about deers, but deers are animals, and they're strong, and they can do a lot of things. You never know what a deer could do until it do. But there's this gang of about 15 to 20 deer that goes up the same four-way intersection every single night. And it's probably because the people around there, they have nice gardens that don't have a lot of pesticides in them, so the deer can... And deers will eat anything. Deers will eat everything you throw. This is true. They don't want you to know this. I will tell you this. People don't want you to know this. But deers will eat just about anything. They'll eat flowers. They'll eat grass. They'll eat clovers, flowers, of all kinds, good tasting and bad. If it's the color green, it's going down. They're picky, but they're versatile. And this is true. This is true. Deers love to eat things. They love to steal your plants. They'll take them right from out under you. Like that. But these deer, they come and this is true. They come to this intersection and they stay. I would also like to stay a bit longer, but I also have to go. User 3417, you don't feel beholden to me. You come, stay as long as you want. You take your bite of bread. You sit for a moment, you rest, you relax, and then you go about the business. You go into silence, or you go back into the noise. Whichever you do is not my concern. All that matters is that you took respite here for a moment. For just one moment, you came, and you were here, and you know this. So it doesn't matter where you go. And you stay as long as you want. You stay as long as you need. And you come back later if you want more. This video will still be here. It'll still be right here in the same place it was left. Unless Susan strikes it, but that's not very likely. Because I only said fuck, pussy, cocksucker, asshole, motherfucker, tits one time, and that was earlier. So we don't have to worry about that, okay? So you stay as long as you want. But I'll tell you about these deer. They came, and this is true. This is true about these deer. They came, and they don't move very much when I get there, because they're much more sensitive than these dopey rabbits that I seem to sneak up on. And they see you, because their eyes are quite good. They have quite good eyes. And they see you, and they know that you're there. And they look at you. And most of the time, from about 10 meters away, they'll start to dash, and they'll run. Sometimes they'll freeze, but the smart ones will start to run. The young ones, they'll walk around. They don't know who you are yet. They don't know that you could be anything, that you are anything. And they don't know what a threat is. But they could find out. They could. But these deer at midnight, they're different. They feel like they have authority. And they feel a little bit more emboldened. They could walk right up to you and they could pet you like it was a zoo. And you'd be none the wiser. You would know nothing about it. But over my walks, I've gotten to know these deer. I see them all the time. I see them every night. And at this point, I could just walk up to them and I could touch them. I've gotten close enough to touch one of them, and they just stared at me, doing nothing. And I wonder sometimes what would happen if I touched one of these deer. Would one of the males come at me? They're only just starting to grow their horns. I saw one just the other day with beautiful antlers. And then you have to wonder to yourself, could I beat a deer if one came charging at me? If one deer came charging at me, would I win? And then you think, well, how strong is a deer? How strong is a deer? Now, if this was an Alaskan deer, it's a different story. Cold climate deers, well, they'll fuck you up. But that's different. Those are high-level deers, elite-level deer. The deer around here, they're like level, 15, 20 at the best. But then you say to yourself, and you know this, and you say, well, what level am I? What level am I? Could I beat a deer? What would the strategy be? Try to topple it over? How strong is it? Do you grab it by the horns? Do they hurt? Is it just gonna put its head right down? Charge right at you? What are you gonna do? Well, there's not much you can do. And you could do your best. You could try. You could take down a deer if you wanted to. But, and the thing about that is, when I saw this rabbit that was standing on two legs, it just kind of looked at me. It looked at me like these deer, and it just stared at me for a few seconds like I had cracked the Matrix code. Like I was seeing through the walls for the very first time. And then it just took its hand like it was just a guy, and it just kind of whoosh, swiped its hand over its head like it was trying to seduce me, like it was like as they say, as you know this. It's trying to rabbit riz me, and I was quite shocked. I was flattered, but I wasn't interested. You know, they use rabbits in sexual imagery all the time. But I will say this, and this is true, not all people look good in the rabbit garb. You know, you gotta be a certain type to pull off the rabbit look. And this rabbit, I mean, he was quite natural. He was a natural, he had the moves, but he didn't have the body. Did not have the body for it. So he failed to allure me. But he did surprise me. And then he bolted away, hopping in zigzag patterns, until finally he jumped in a bush, never to be seen again. And maybe I will see him again. Maybe I'll see him walking around tonight when I go for a jog. I'll go for a run after this stream. And I'll see these animals one more time. What will I say to them? And this is unclear. This much is unclear. When will the fireflies come out? I went and checked. I saw one firefly and it gave me hope. I thought, well, if there's one out, there could be many. There could be dozens. But it seems that mating season is held for June and July. I thought it was May for some reason, but I think I was misremembering something. Remembering a memory of when I took a friend there after going to the gym. And we saw those fireflies. They lit up the trees, and it was beautiful. It was something you could sit there for. The grass isn't mowed, so it's not time. You could sit there. You could sit there in a pool of grass and stick and snakes and slime and spikes and mud, and you could do that. It's your choice. But it's not a great one. No, it's not a great one. But it's coming. Does putting the glass down cause too much noise? I don't know. I'll have to listen back to it. Because it could be. It could be. I'd like to see that side again, you know? Because you see these types of animals, but I've seen animals dead on the side of the road too. You see this all the time. But the closest I've been to one was a deer that wasn't dead. It was last Christmas. I was walking home from the gym. I just gotten in a pretty poor excuse for a workout. You have those days, and you know this. You know this when your heart's not in it, and you try your best, and you push through as much as you can, but you just felt like, damn. I didn't get as much as I could have. It wasn't a good workout day, but I was still sore. And I'm walking home, and I didn't even notice that I was so in my own head, and I looked down, and there it was. It was a corpse of a deer, and there was foam from its mouth and blood from its eye. Obviously, it had been hit by a car. There was no sign of any trauma on its, side, but then how do I know what it looks like when a deer gets hit? It was likely that someone had picked it up from the side of the road and moved it. And I got close to it. I didn't even realize it. I was so taken aback. It sent a shock down the center of my body. A very particular one, not like the kind you get when you get scared by a spider. No, this one was much deeper. It was much hotter, too. And I walked past it slowly, its tongue sticking out of its mouth. And then as I got 2 steps in front of it, it got up and started running away. Now that's not what that deer sounded like when it got up. I just fucking wrapped my knuckles up around the table. But it was scary and it was quite surprising. It sure scared the hell out of me. And then I got a phone call. I won't tell you who it was, but I picked up. I picked up. Oh, and I talked. But I didn't tell him about the deer. No, sir. Because that's his business, not mine. Or her. I couldn't have known. You get some good rest, okay? I promise you I'm not going to go away for too long again. I'm coming back. We get into a routine. You stick to it. That's what I want to do. And I'll check in with you, and you can come back. It's true. It's true. You can come back. And I'll still be here. One foot after the other. One day after the other. Every single minute. Whether you're tuning in now, live, or whether you've come back later, thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest. Good morning. Summer.